I'm Chris Mayer. I'm the president of the teaching union. And we have back there Pamela Streeter, who's the president of the sports staff portion of our union. We're hosting this WCEA, Walton County Education Association. Like I said, I'd like to thank all of you for coming out. The moderator tonight will be Nikki Buchanan. We'll be asking questions. The questions were generated by union members throughout the county. We did provide topics.
Also, after we work through our questions, we will take a 10-minute break. We have a pad of paper. So if we haven't asked a burning question or you want to follow up on a question that you asked, please just submit a question and we'll ask it after the break. So this is the participant part. Okay, thank you. Great. Let's get started. Okay. Start with a little self-interest here. There was a coin toss before the discussion began, and I'll say who goes first. How this will work is I'll usually run the first, and my next question becomes okay, so both education and sports professionals and the teachers in Walton County are, as you know, unionists. Give an example of prior collaborative problem solving that you engaged in with a union rep, officer, or staff person. What do you hope for in your relationship if you're working? What do you hope for in the dynamic of your working relationship with the WCEA, and what would you do to nurture that relationship?
Thank you, and I'll say thank you all for supporting this and hosting this. Thanks, Mike Davis. We've done this several times, and I appreciate your professionalism. To that question, first of all, I make sure the relationship remains one that is conducive for learning, for advancing, for our school district moving forward. I want to make sure the relationship is one that is mutually respectful. What I'm finding is union, debating and negotiating, there's some things going on in the atmosphere, basically. On negotiations between the ESPs and with our instructional personnel. There's tension. That needs to be reduced. Needs to be professional. As superintendent, I will be the leader of that. I'll set the tone for those kinds of collegial relationships that we need to be professional and to advance this district. Now, to tell you a time that I have had some involvement with the union after every faculty meeting, I have a place where our union is able to make announcements, communicate what's going on with the union. I have representatives, union representatives at our schools that we allow to talk and share information because we want this to be a collaborative effort in making sure our students learn. That's important. That's a lot of business part of salaries, those kinds of things. What is negotiated, what is contracted. It is part, a vital part of what we do, but we got to make sure that it's centered around the betterment of children, the betterment of our community. So I've had several opportunities to work with our union to make sure that we have a great legal communication platform that we're doing well and moving forward. Anything other specific things, anytime there are things as administrators, we make decisions that are not necessarily within the guidelines of the contract because it's changing, it's negotiated, being negotiated. But I have a free relationship with our union members, so they can come in contact, communicate those things with me, and let me know if there's a problem, we need to discuss those things. I've done that several times.
I also like to thank each of you here tonight, WCA for hosting tonight. As a one-time former union member, I definitely think that we have the opportunity now to rebuild relationships between the union and the administrative staff. One of the things that you said, I've said early negotiations for ESP and for the teachers, there's a tension. It's in every one of the meetings that I've attended, and some that I haven't attended. And I think that the way we get around that is building trust. I think trust is one issue that lacked in the last few years between the union and the administrative side of it. And I think you do that by, as superintendent of the city, activating the negotiation. And let them know that, how you feel about things, not necessarily being the negotiator, but being there to listen and let you know, community members, that we've got to build this area, this sense of trust, and we've got to look forward to building. It's not going to happen overnight. It will happen quickly if we build that area and move forward. As far as the same thing with this community, we've always had, in every school I've had, the community always had the opportunity to speak. They have the bulletin boards. In 30 years, 18 years administrator, I only have one instance where I had the union rep come give a teacher proceeding, and to be honest with you, that time after about 15 minutes, the union rep asked the teacher to step outside, and he and I talked about it, and that was the issue right there that we had done. And I think if you take the time and speak to the teachers that work with us, the different schools where I've been administrator, you see that I have the ability to develop that trust with teachers, and that I can do that as superintendent.
Next question. What does teacher autonomy mean to you? How would you encourage principals to trust the skills of professionals in the classroom, such as their allowed to be bound to that?
Teacher autonomy, I think that's a big issue right now. I go around town talking to teachers and parents and even former students. One thing that I've heard this phrase more than once, and it's they tell us what to teach, how to teach, and when to teach. And I think that's something that takes away. We have to have teacher autonomy, and that's happening in our classroom. And I think that we have to stay within guidelines and standards. But then again, I think it goes back to developing a relationship between the administrative staff and the schools, and the ability for the teachers to talk to their administrators and have the trust again and no fear to go out and use try things in the classroom, differentiate their instruction, and not being fearful of something not being on a piece of paper that the principal has to check off. So I think that autonomy is letting teachers create their lesson plans, these guidelines and standards that are out there, and have the opportunity to try things, not be fearful of repercussions. If it doesn't work, go back next day and try something else. I think the teachers have to have that time. That's the reason we got in education to begin with. They didn't want to come in and have someone tell them what to teach and how to teach it. They went to school because they loved the profession. They went to school because they loved the students who sit in front of them. And they want to have the autonomy to get to know those students. And that's how it works for each one of those students. And not going to be just a box or a curriculum that's set just for one way. And so I think autonomy has got to be something that teachers have to have the ability to do and create on their own.
What teacher autonomy means to me is making sure, first of all, that teachers have the resources they need. You cannot be effective without proper resources. So we have to make sure in all of those classrooms, those teachers, every teacher has what they need, things their subject matter, their grade level, the standards they need to be covered. Success happens in the classroom. I think that's where we've forgotten a lot of things, and that's where a lot of the teaching comes in education, because we don't understand and realize and maintain and make sure that we understand that the reason students are successful, if they're ever going to be successful, is going to be because of what happens in that classroom. That happens with expert teachers. These teachers have been trained, they should be equipped with everything they need. And that's a part of it. We got to make sure that they're equipped. You can't just say, okay, go in the classroom, close the door, do what you want to do, teach how you want to teach. That is not autonomy. What it is you understand it, they're prepared with the resources needed to make certain that we're on our way to success, and then allowing the teacher to go in there equipped, well equipped, professional, doing what they need to do to make sure that learning happens in every classroom. That is what autonomy is. We purchased a lot of programs. Those programs are ineffective without, one, a great teacher. Got to make sure that the teacher knows how to, administer, how to lay out those plans, those programs with fidelity so they can lead to success. With that, we have to make sure from a district perspective or a superintendent perspective that I am providing them with everything they need so they can be successful. We want to make sure that we're going in with all the ammunition needed to be successful in that classroom. I call that boots on the ground. That's what we have to have on a daily basis in every classroom.
One challenge of working in what is a growing but still small district is the reality that you, your administrators and teachers may have grown up with, be married to, or otherwise related to people who they work with or choose to hire. What would you do to counteract this reality and your perception? How will you work to ensure that your employees that the district is running in a transparent and fair manner?
Okay. I think that's what led to the contention that we've been talking about. Obviously, we've talked about that a lot. How it seems to be a clear border between administration, teachers, district office, classrooms, the state, the district. That is because the trust is no longer there. We got to make sure that returns to our classes, returns to what we need to do in every class. I can bring a thought on that, but the last part of that question. The transparency, yes. That's why that's what led to mistrust, because of having transparency. They are clear. We need to make sure that everyone knows where we're headed. We need to make sure the direction is known. We need to make sure that it is communicated. It is not us against them. It is professional educators, students in Walton County. And that leads with, it's imperative that we have transparency to make sure that everybody knows where we're going, how we're getting there. A lot of times we don't know until it's happening at the school level, and that's the problem. That's a detachment in communication. We want to make sure that that is taken, extracted out of the system, extracted out of what we're doing to make sure we're on the same page. And transparency is certainly necessary for that to happen. I think there are really no secrets in education. Shouldn't be. It's about students achieving. That's publicized all over the place. It's publicized in front of schools. Publicized in the state, in the paper. Why is there some kind of secret between how we're getting things done? What is that about?
Could you repeat the first one about the growth?
And it's still one challenge in working in a small district is the reality that you, your administrators and teachers may have grown up with, married to, or otherwise connected to people who they work with or choose to hire. What would you do to either counteract this reality and or the perception of the necessary innovation? How will you work to assure that your employees, that the district is run in a transparent and fair fashion?
Yeah, it's, like you said, in a school district like this, I don't think it's always going to be. Russell and I both, his wife's a teacher, my wife's a teacher, my sister was a teacher, my dad was a teacher, I got cousins that are in the district. So, you're always going to have that opportunity to be working with someone you can to. Sometimes you might not know the district by walking. But, again, transparency. You know, one of the things that I've said all along in my platform is that, as superintendent, I will be very visible. I'll be very much out in the schools, and I'll be very transparent. My door will be open for anyone to come in and talk about any issues there. But again, going back to developing that area of trust and teamwork within the district, it should never be where it's administration against teachers or the ESPs. It should always be, we're all in this together. And my primary goal is to educate the students of Walton County. And so, if we're transparent, available to answer any questions that are always out there, then I think we take care of the situation.
In a still largely rural county, having a well-funded, well-run transportation department is crucial for getting students to school and home safely and in a timely fashion. Some of our buses still do not meet air conditioning, and the concentration of population in the district makes having having three separate house farms necessary, but operationally complicated. What two things would you like to do to improve transportation?
First of all, if you watched last night, also when I talked about it, just watch them count how many times I drink water.
You're at three right now.
But one of the things I think we do have going for us in Walton District right now is we have a very progressive transportation department right now. The software that they purchased and the tracking system that they have. If you look at the state school district budget, there's a set amount of money every year to purchase new buses. You can't go out there and buy 30 new buses without air conditioning. But there is a system in place that buys. It used to be 5. I think maybe as many as 10 new buses now a year. Can't tell you exactly because I haven't studied that part of the budget. But I think it's very important that we continue to update and get to the point where all the buses are air conditioned and more comfortable. Although years ago I drove a school bus several times, actually drove it all over the state of Florida, half the southeast United States, with Lord Kelsey controlling the school bus, and it's got air conditioning on it now. We walked through it when it's about 900 degrees. You got 30 or 50 kids behind all of it. But we are progressing. I think that's one area that the school district has done a very good job of.
Two things. First of all, I said this. First thing I am going to do in the first 100 days, superintendent finds the best to be that person. I'm going to do a SWOT analysis. And that includes the transportation system. We want to see what our strengths are, what our weaknesses are, what our opportunities are, what our threats are. We got to look at that. We know that if students don't get to school sanely, then they're going to enter your school insane. So we need to make sure that the entire process of them getting to school, starting with the bus driver. You can ask me, my teachers, this. My cafeteria workers in the morning. They're to greet all of our students. Might be the only good morning, the only smile to get on a daily basis. That needs to happen with the bus driver. That needs to happen every day. I'm the first person I see at school saying good morning because I realize that they come to us with challenges. They come to us with not those preferable home situations, and we can make a difference. We spend 7.5 hours with them on a daily basis to make sure that happens. So number one, what I'm going to do, which includes transportation department, I'm going to do a SWOT analysis, see what the problems are, see what the bus drivers are having problems with, see what the problem routes are. Second thing I'm going to do is make sure that we are taking advantage of our route and we analyze those routes. I know Mr. Hicks has done a phenomenal job. I know that he's done a great job. I don't know how much he's gone into this, but I want to analyze the routes to make sure that our children aren't spending too much time on buses. That's hindering their educational process. That's both getting there and getting home. So those are the two things I want to do as far as transportation is concerned.
All right. In today's competitive workplace, the need for 21st century job skills is crucial. However, this is usually imagined as towards resources to STEM and business preparedness to the exclusion of other programs. What emphasis would you give to arts and humanities as a superintendent and law?
Emphasis, we need to make sure that we're not throwing the baby out of the bathwater, so to speak. We know that our world is highly technical. We know our students learn in highly technical environments. We spend a lot of money with technical things, STEM programs, which are effective and needed, but we cannot do that at the risk and jeopardize teaching a whole child. I was in the band in 9th grade. I had art. My favorite course teacher in elementary school, his wife is now over our arts and crafts and arts in the district. And I remember that. I remember how that developed me as a person, how it took teamwork, how it developed skills in leadership. I was also in ROTC. We cannot do away with these kinds of programs that teach the whole child, that plays a part in that child being effective and career ready. It's not about just academics when we're producing students. One of my platforms is commencement to community. These students graduate, we want them to be effective in the community. And that's not just academic. That's being able to deal with others, being able to get along with college, being able to work with others, being able to do things, have a variety of skills, and a knowledge base that they can pour into any different area, not just math, science, social.
For the past 9 years, as many of you know, I've been the principal / director, whatever the title of the week was, at Emerald Coast Technical College. And believe me, that we truly understand what it means for students to leave high school not only with a high school diploma with an emphasis in the academics, but also to leave school with some type of skill set that they can go and use. In some cases, they use it nothing more than a part-time job while they're in college. Other times they're using it as a career ladder. And you don't believe how many times we've had college graduates come back to this school and change their career or get a better salary position. Back when we started this campaign, one of the first things I talked about was enhancing the arts and music in elementary schools instead of just being part-time, trying to get to where it's full-time. Like Mr. Hughes said, what's happened to the good old liberal arts education? We've kind of got away from that. And I think that for all of us, you can look back at who's in the classroom and you can remember something about that art class or that music class or that drama class or some of those classes that are maybe not the math, English, science, and history that made a difference in the way you live your life every day. And I think that we've got to continue to expand on those. The lady's now the music coordinator or whatever her title is. Now, I went to high school with her. If you ever get a chance to hear her sing, she's unbelievable. But I'm tickled to death that we went as far as hiring someone to coordinate that, to expand that program. I took 5 years of art and can't draw a straight line. I definitely wasn't in the band. I was told the only thing I can play is the radio is using the fake out. But those art classes, I can still remember those teachers, and so I think we have to continue to let students have the opportunity to explore those areas. As far as the career technical education, we need to look at other areas. I see when we were going through the forums with the county commissioners back in the summertime in July, almost to the person, each one of those candidates for county commissioner talked about the need for skilled workforce in this community. Walton County is the 43rd fastest growing district or county in the United States. It's the 3rd fastest growing in the state of Florida. We need those industries, and the only way to attract those industries is to be able to have or a way to train that workforce for these industries to come in. So I'm a proponent, definitely believe in those areas, and I will look to expand those opportunities for students.
According to our calculations, using several different national formulas for meeting staffing levels with reference to footage, school level like elementary, middle, and high school, and school population, Walton County should increase the number of maintenance staff by 2.5 to 3. Ensuring our students' health and safety is one of those basic needs. How would you, in your experience in Walton County, have you noticed any, or have you desired that there be more staffing? And if so, how would you propose solving the problem or maximizing the efficiency of the staff?
And I think that goes back to the superintendent's position. What you refer to is called a fish report. It's a statewide report that takes your HBCU campus, buildings, square footage, and then they have a calculation that they determine how many custodians, staff that you have on your campus. And I think a couple of things have happened. We've kind of modernized facilities to the point now where that calculation, that's not taken into effect. And also, if you look at some of the schools like Walton Coast Middle School, just the pure size of the acreage is increasing. So I think we may have to reevaluate. Of course, that comes from the state. We have a little flexibility here at the district. I know at Emerald Coast Technical College, one of the things that I had to do, and didn't really want to do, because I really overworked the two that were left. But we cut our 4-hour summer staff completely out and left it up to the 8 hours of schedule. And us, I've cut grass, we painted, we done a little bit of all of it during the summer, because we had to cut our staff and make our budget work. And so I think that's an area that, as a superintendent, if you've been there and you've done that, work with those people, we spend a lot of time tonight talking about teachers, support personnel, district support. Like Mr. Hughes said, when that student gets on the bus first thing in the morning, that's the first employee they see at Walton County. So I would look at that staffing plan and see what kind of ways we can be flexible to increase that if it's possible budget-wise. And I think right now in our budget, we can have that opportunity.
Not only have I noticed that I've been impacted by that Walton High School, on the fifth floor, but we do have the authority to make some adjustments on the staffing plan that is set by the Walton High School Board, with the collaboration of superintendent. I will make sure that we talk about that, because again, I've been impacted by that at Walton High School, large high schools in the district. Whereas even last year, I lost cafeteria. Everyone retired, I wasn't able to replace them. So right now, during lunchtime, we have 3 lunches. First one starts off with about 250 students. They're all hands on deck. Even our custodians are there, making sure that we can do things in the dish room that our cafeteria ladies cannot do. I think it is time, looking at the budget, and I feel like we have worked with. I think it is time for us to look at those areas where we need help, so we don't cause stress on any area in our school system. So that is very important. It's time for us to look at the staffing plan and determine if it is applicable to now. And I don't know exact date when it's been research looked at it. We had changed in quite a while in the last 10 years. I think it is the time for us to take a look at that staffing plan to make sure it is applicable right now for all of our students with the growth we've had in our district. And 10% of that growth, 90% of that growth in the north part of the county has been in Walton High School this past year. So not only are numbers having an impact.
Teachers across the district, especially at the elementary school level, have expressed deep concern and angst and frustration regarding consumable textbooks. My understanding is that teachers no longer have hardbound schoolbooks to use at home and in the classroom. This places a real burden on teachers to make copies of the consumables and to figure out ways to adjust it for it going on, everything you do. What is your knowledge and experience with consumable textbooks, and what materials do you see the district using?
With consuming smaller as on the secondary level, we know that we feel like we're using a very good consuming product. In our ELA department at Walton High School, we have the highest improvement in 10th grade ELA, not so much with 9th grade, but we're using our consumables. That's important. We got to make sure the students are able to practice what we're teaching, have hands-on experience with those things. I understand in the elementary school levels they don't have as much, not even a lot of textbooks. But that's been, that's a lot of variables that's made that decision. One, with the fact that what they found, I understand, is through looking at these textbooks that they are not FSA ready, they're not geared to the standards. So it would be not wise of us to purchase textbooks that are not standard driven or centered, and expect our students to be successful when it comes to assessment. So I understand there was meeting of the minds, whoever those were, determined that textbooks would not be purchased. I think that's kind of difficult. But if they're not going to be purchased, if we're going to purchase programs that we have at any level, we need to make sure that those programs are those programs that teachers can utilize, and that we have research that they are effective programs to bring to Walton County. How absurd it is for us to purchase textbooks that teachers aren't going to use, that should be used as a guide in a classroom, not necessarily the end all, the answer to all, the silver bullet. How absurd is that to purchase those things and then use them as if they're going to be our success towards assessment. That doesn't make sense. So we need to make sure that whatever teachers need, that's again, going back to the trust, we need to make sure, I don't know how much this has happened at superintendent level, or how much involvement superintendent has had with that. I plan to make sure that expert teachers who are going to use these consumables, use these programs, whatever they are, use these textbooks, they are have a voice in what we're purchasing. Because ultimately, it is the autonomy in that classroom with those teachers that's going to lead to our success in Walton County. And without those moving parts effectively being directed and managed by someone at the head, we're going to have some disasters with textbooks, consumables, programs, all of those things. I can list quite a few.
And I think to address what your concerns that you've been hearing, and again, Russ and I both have been at the secondary level for all of our careers. I think I have, except for 6 years at Paxton, which is K-12. But I also have been hearing that, and I think it goes back to maybe a couple of things. One, it goes back, I know we keep using this word, but trust and maybe communication. I've checked into this a little bit in the last couple of weeks, and what I hear is anything a teacher needs in the classroom at elementary level, all they got to do is ask. And then when you hear teachers talk about it, all they say is, we can't get it. So I don't know whether it's a communication problem, or whether it's a trust problem, or a fear problem maybe. But whatever it is, this day and time, and the opportunity that we've had in the last few years to build a good budget district-wide, there's no reason for a classroom teacher to want to anything that they need. I'm not talking about going out there and getting extravagant and getting stuff that they don't need, or it's beyond the realm of what's really needed out there. But if there's something that they really need, especially down in dealing with those little kids, then we have the opportunity to do that. We need to make sure, and I think that goes back to once one of us becomes superintendent, and definitely both of us hope it's each other, hope it's ourselves. But we got to, yeah. How many times you drink water?
I put something in water.
But and I think we have the opportunity to start building that trust, but right off the bat, start setting up times and meetings with different groups to let them know that I'm on their side, and that if you need something that we can get with our budget, or something that you need, then we have to get to this. But exactly, the student achievement is the bottom line to all of what we're trying to do. If that's being hindered by lack of resources, then there's a problem that we can have and we need to solve.
Okay, so you guys have actually hinted and touched that sort of foreshadow this question already, but what Walton County is changing and developing, and so is the county. What trends do you see shifting and altering the county's population, and how, if you become superintendent, will you show leadership and adapt to these changes?
No, that's exactly what, again, going back, I've been around this summer, listening to all the different forums, and hear the people talking about growth. Like I said before, it's the third fastest growing district in the state of Florida. The area that we've got to be proactive in, and I said back when I was talking before, you've got to be proactive, not reactive to growth. All of you know that Publix just came in the Freeport area, and if you sat on the Economic Development Council, worked that out for the city of Uniac. For the last 9 years, I've been attending just about all of the workforce board of directors meetings in the workforce of Walton County, the manufacturing academies, Northwest Florida Manufacturing Academy. All of them will tell you that they believe, and they wouldn't do this unless they've done the research. The Freeport area is going to be the next big growth area in Walton County. Once they complete the 4-lane, 331, I've heard just this week that there's 3 major well-known businesses that are located there as soon as that 4-way area is a true 4-way stop, a 4-way signal sign. So the growth is going to come. Publix would have come and built that kind of facility if they didn't think the growth was going to happen in Freeport. And again, I think that you have to have a thumb on the pulse on each community. You know, I've worked in each community except for across the bay, but when I worked in Freeport, it was the southernmost school in the district. And I think you have to have an understanding of what it's like to live in those counties and working in those areas and know how the community feels. But right now, you know, one of the things in the DOE, you know, we could say that we need to go to Freeport right now and build a school. But DOE really won't let you do that. You have to have these students already in place, and then you start looking at it, and you've got to start building the school. The thing that we can do by being proactive is start now, because we know that growth is going to come. Start looking at ways to go ahead and start designing the school. Start looking at the plan what we're going to purchase now. Start looking at the ways that what's going to be needed. The renovation of possibly the middle school, basically taking away from middle school there. It's probably one of the oldest campuses in Walton County. But I think we have to be proactive. We have to understand the pulse of each district, of each area of the district. I know the district is now moving building a new elementary school across the bay. It's much needed. I mean, it's past needed. Those schools are overflowing, and I think again, we're at the stage now where the growth is already there. If we're proactive, we might be ahead of where they're at now. By already having a lot of that out of the way and be ready to build. Once the students are there, we're ready to start putting a shovel in the ground and do it.
Trends that I've noticed as far as changing. I think we all know that change is growth. Population is changing. It's changing greatly. We need to know exactly where the population is changing. It's changing greatly in the South Bend. We know that. So we got to understand that different kinds of people are coming to Walton County. This is no longer the Walton County of old. Things have changed. I would say it's going to take someone in this position that thinks forwardly, and that kind of forward thing to say, we are not Walton County Road. We're going to have to change the thing. We're going to have to change the strategy. We're going to have to change the way we look at people from different areas. We got to change the way we do business. I know we've done it for however many years. I've been here for 16 years in Walton County and from the neighboring county. But we have to look forward to change. It is changing in our midst. And if we're not prepared to do so, we're going to be behind, and there's no reason for us to be behind. So what we have to understand is that with that change, the extreme is changing because we have so much to offer people in Walton County. Our third graders ranked 4th in the state as far as test scores are concerned. We already have our 10th graders ranked 8th in the state. Okay? That is impressive. And let me let you understand this. We have to understand why this change is happening. Great schools attract residents. Great schools attract businesses. Great schools attract people that want to come and stay. There's a percentage, 84% of those who visit Walton County, you see that $3.9 billion on the south end, return to Walton County. And what we're finding, this trend, is many are coming, visiting, and deciding to stay, or wanting to live here in this county because of what we have off the beaches. 3 different geographical locations. On the north end, where we have agriculture, those students. Here in the central, where we have a multiplicity of kinds of interests. And then the south end, where we're having great business going on, and of course the beaches. So we have those things, and I don't see why our school district is not one of the top things that continues, or more so, attract people to Walton County. That's what we have to have. That's what we need, and that's going to make sure that that our area continues to change. And we got to be able to address those issues with education, because we have a different type of student that's moving into Walton County. And we have to understand those dynamics.
Set me up beautifully for my next question. Through a public records request that we asked in connection with gardening, the Walton County Education Association recently discovered that over the past 5 years has seen a number of teachers equal to half the current number of teachers teaching in the district. Have left employment with the district. What do you think is the significance of this number, and what changes in teaching conditions, district policies, or communications with employees would you put in place so that more teachers want to stay in Walton longer?
That's a good question, and I've really been doing a little bit of research on that for the past 4 years, and I've finding is that's not just in Walton County. It's all over the state. People are not going into education. I have a room that's not going to be filled, science classroom is not going to be filled till Friday because we have people who are not choosing to go into education. And that's for several reasons. One, because of demand. Two, I'm sure because of the excessive assessment and accountability. If we're not making it attractive. Now, what we have to do in Walton County is we got to make it somehow attractive to come to Walton County when our neighboring district, Okaloosa County, which I was there for however many years, I was there 10 years, 8 years, 8 years, 9 years. I was there. More great, 9 years there. But when we have a neighboring district like that, and they're having challenges as well, keeping teachers. But we don't want teachers from Walton County to pick up and decide I can make $5,000 more. It's worth the drive. Okay, get in their cars and leave Walton County every morning teaching over this point. We don't want that. So we have to find a way to make teaching in Walton County attractive. What does that mean? I believe we got to find a way to pay teachers as much as we can. Secondly, it goes back to that collegial, collaborative effort and relationship. We got to make sure that teachers are not hostile against administration in the district, and likewise the district superintendents are hostile towards teachers. And I don't know if that's going on. That's what it feels like when I'm in negotiations. I don't like the feeling, and that's a fact. And it takes someone at the lead at the head to make sure that is not the case. I plan to make sure that's not the case in all the time. So we got to make sure it's attractive financially. We got to make sure it's attractive as far as demands of teaching in the classroom, right? And I believe with those kind of things, a good relationship with WCEA, an attractive salary schedule, I think that'll hold some people together. And let me say this as well. Not only that, we have to do some recruiting. I was part of the recruiting team that went over in Tallahassee 2 years ago. What I did when I had a difficult time finding that science teacher, I went back to that big notebook and we talked to teachers about it, and we went through it, found out those teachers that were not teaching in Florida. So we have to make sure we're getting out to recruit teachers and good teachers. We have what we need geographically to offer people to come here. They're coming to stay, and they're not coming to the teaching. They're not coming to the education. So we got to attract those kinds of professionals into our town. And that starts with leadership, with a combined effort with WCEA to make sure we get the right people to come here and stay.
And I too believe, I think we all agree that in education is the number one way to, or one of the most important ways to keep the teachers here is salary and benefits, not just the amount of money you bring home every day, but also the benefit package that goes along with that. But, and one of the other areas that I've done, and I've found in looking at this, is that one of the main areas that teachers are leaving, the reason teachers are leaving is because of stress. Like Mr. Hughes said, it goes back to the atmosphere that's been around in the last few years in Walton County, and probably a lot of places, not just Walton County, but between administration and teachers, and the stress that's been put on them because of teacher evaluations and different factors. In fact, I was once told as a principal, and I think this is one of the problems that we have today, I was once told as a principal that I would have a lot more effective school if the teachers feared me. And who would want to work in that kind of atmosphere? If a teacher works for us as a principal administrator, they would want to do it because they enjoy it. They would want to do it because they believe in education, they believe in the passion that they went into to begin with. And so I think if we get back to that building relationships, we're going to solve a lot of problems. Another thing we can do is I think we need to start talking to our young people that are in high school and try to get them fired up and interested in education. A friend of mine's son graduated from the University of Florida about a year ago, and he went to the graduation ceremony. He wasn't graduating in education, but the School of Education was graduating at the same time. And the number was up, and I'm not going to quote the number, it was one of the lowest numbers they ever had. But out of that number, there were 8 men in the University of Florida College of Education graduation class. So we've got to do more things, not only to the salaries and benefits, that's what keeps us here. But we also got to build those relationships and make it where it's interesting and fun and as less stressful a situation for campus teachers and the ESPs, because it trickles right down. If you got an irritated teacher, you may have probably got an irritated ESP person as well. And so we've got to make it less stressful, and we've got to recruit and be known as the best. You know, we don't want to just be prepared to lose the county or Bay County when we're losing these teachers. We want to be known as they want to come to us and not going out to them. So that's the area that we can work on.
After this question, we'll take a little bit break. I know it's been like a hard question. So the teacher contract establishes a 7.5-hour workday, which equals to 7.5 hours per week. However, a district-wide WCEA survey last year showed that many teachers are working between 50 and 60 hours per week in their teacher work. And yet many, because they must do so to afford the cost of living and support their families, are also working second jobs. All right, most schools can continue have them.
Yes.
What would you do to reduce the unprecedented workload and stress that today's teachers face?
You know, again, we can both stand up here and we can talk about we're going to do this, we're going to do that. We all have goals until we actually sit behind the desk at the superintendent's office and take a look at the whole picture and do SWOT analysis, put groups together and discuss how things are going and what actually puts the stress on you, what's definitive in giving you the stress. I'm not going to say I'm going to do this, it's this, and produce it, and make it. But it is sad when you go around and ask for even all over the community, and you see our teachers working separate jobs. They went to college for 4 years, they went to become teachers, and a lot of times they're the second income of the family. But at the same time, they expect to be paid for what they do every day. And one of the things that we've got to do is we've got to figure out how to give them more time with that planning time. That time that they have in school is free it up so they can get some of those papers graded. We all know when we went into education, we were going to be taking work home. We knew that. I did it for 18, 19 years as a classroom and teacher. But at the same time, we're interfering so much with these planning times by having to do the professional development paperwork. The different things that the district and the state is requiring of us every day. That because we're losing that time, now we're adding more time afternoons and evenings around another job, around family, and we just got to figure out ways to relieve some of that. Take some of that, give some of that time back to people. None of us work 37 and a half hours. We would like to be reduce it down to the 18, 19.
It's really gratifying in some sense to go to my school and see the new Harrison there on Saturday evening, see go Sunday, this past Sunday, we teach there to help her do some things. It's gratifying to know we have those kinds of people, that kind of passion in Walton County in our school. It's gratifying. So the question becomes, is it mandated? We want to make it where they don't have to do those. I'll tell you, my daughter, she was shaking her head when you asked that question, because she's the first year teacher. She's going, yeah, I work weekends as well. That's something that you can count on. She's going to remind me of that, as well as my wife, who works at the district office and does not have an administrative salary. She's teaching on timing. I understand those challenges. I live with those two ladies that will make sure that I remember that. That's why I work so hard. Because, like Monday night, Michael asked, Dad, you want to do great papers? Well, I have to pay for great amount myself, do some other things. But we understand that teachers bring that kind of passion and compassion pay them as much as we can. And again, make that clear with the union, make that clear from the standing superintendent. Everything we can give, let's give. They deserve it. They've earned it. And those who have been teachers, those who are in the trenches with these teachers, need to make sure that is clear and that's expected. We gotta make it happen. We gotta make it happen. So it's gratifying to know we have teachers in this county that work so hard. It'd be more gratifying if we could pay them somehow. Better, so they may work 50 hours, but at least it won't be as hard to digest on the last day of the month, work the rest of the month, because they're being compensated for that time of work. And in the face that we can never pay what we do in education. I do originally, I paid what I did the first year, because what we have to do is to keep things going in the classroom, take care of 140 students on a daily basis, lesson plans, those kinds of things.
Okay, so we're gonna take a 10-minute break, and we're going to solicit questions from the audience. So, Chris, if you have any questions, come up to the front, and we will give you a sheet of paper to write on. Okay? Thank you. So right now it is 6:57, so we'll start at 7:05.